Ever thought about just giving your property to a loved one? It sounds like such a simple, wonderful idea, right? But in India, it's actually a really powerful legal move and it has some serious permanent consequences. So today, we're going to break down exactly what it means to gift property so you can figure out if it's the right move for you and your family. This is a question so many of us think about. Should you give your home to your kids right now and get to see them enjoy it? Or should you hold on to it, leave it in your will, and keep control for as long as you can? Your answer to that question is at the very heart of your whole estate plan. So what really separates a gift from something you'd leave in a will? Well, a legal gift is what's called an inter vivos transfer. I know, fancy legal term, but all it means is between the living. And that implies two huge things. One, it happens immediately. And two, it's irreversible. Once you've given it, that's it. You can't ask for it back. And that brings us to a super important point. A legal gift isn't like a big birthday present. It's a permanent, final decision. And you really, really need to understand what that means before you jump in. I love this way of putting it. Think of a gift as a one-way door. Once you legally gift something, you've walked right through it. There's no turning around. I mean, imagine you gift your home to your child, but then they decide to sell it against your wishes. Or what if they fall into debt and a bank tries to seize the property? You'd have zero legal power to stop it. That finality is absolutely the single most important thing to remember here. So, what does the law actually demand for this one-way door to be considered valid? Well, the conditions are pretty clear and simple. You have to give it willingly. No one can force you. You can't get anything of value in return. No money, no other property, absolutely nothing. You can only gift property you own right now, not something you hope to get down the road. And here's a critical one. The person receiving it has to officially accept it while you are still alive. Okay, so let's say you've weighed the pros and cons and you decide gifting is the way to go. How do you actually do it? Well, the process completely depends on what you're gifting. Now listen up, because this is important. When we're talking about immovable property, a house, an apartment, a piece of land, the rules are incredibly strict. You need a formal, written gift deed. You have to pay the right amount of stamp duty. That deed must be officially registered with the authorities, and it needs to be signed by two witnesses. If you miss even one of these steps, the gift is not legally valid. Period. But on the other hand, gifting movable property, things like cash, stocks, jewelry, even your car, is way, way simpler. For many of these things, just physically handing the item over is enough to make the gift totally legal. No deed, no witnesses. It's just a practical difference, right? The law doesn't expect you to go through a whole registration process for a necklace like you would for a house. All right, let's talk about the thing everyone asks about: money. Specifically, taxes. This is often where people get a little tripped up. But it's really a story in two parts, one for the person giving the gift and one for the person receiving it. Let's start with the good news. The old Gift Tax Act was scrapped way back in 1998. And what that means for you is that if you are the one giving the gift, the donor, you pay absolutely zero income tax on it. It doesn't matter how big or valuable the gift is. Your tax bill is a big fat zero. Ah, but here's the catch. You knew there had to be one, right? While the giver pays no tax, the receiver, well, they might. The tax laws were changed to stop people from misusing this, so the person getting the gift, the donee, needs to know a few really important rules. The main thing to know is that gifts are usually tax-free for the person getting them, but only in specific situations. The biggest one is if you get a gift from a close relative, like a parent, your spouse, a brother or sister. Gifts you get for your wedding are also tax-free, and so is anything you get through a will. But, and this is the important catch, if you receive gifts from people who are not relatives that add up to more than 50,000 rupees in one financial year, that whole amount is treated as income, and you have to pay tax on it. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. A gift is a fantastic tool for sure, but it's not the only one in the estate planning toolbox. To make the best decision for your family, you need to see how it stacks up against the other big options like wills and trusts. So how in the world do you choose? It honestly all comes down to one simple question. What's more important to you right now? Is it the simplicity of an immediate transfer, or is it the long-term control that a will or a trust can give you? There's no single right answer. It's all about what works best for your unique family situation. This table lays it all out pretty clearly. A gift happens now, you lose control, and it's permanent. A will is the total opposite. It only kicks in after you're gone. You keep 100% control your whole life, and you can change it anytime you want. And then there's a private trust, which is the most flexible of all. You can set it up to work now or later, and you literally get to write the rule book for how your assets are handled, which gives you amazing control. So, after looking at this from all the angles, the legal steps, the taxes, and the alternatives, when should you seriously think about making a gift? Let's put it all together. So, when does a gift really make sense? It's perfect for simple, straightforward situations. For instance, say you have one child, you're financially secure, and you just want to give them the family home now, with absolutely no strings attached. A gift is fantastic for that. But if your family situation is more complex, maybe you have several heirs or minor children, or you want to make sure the property is used in a specific way, like for a grandchild's education, then a trust is almost always the safer, more flexible choice. And that really brings us to the final big question you need to ask yourself. When you think about your legacy, what matters more, the simplicity of today or the control of tomorrow? Answering that one question will put you on the right path to making the best choice for you and for your family.